A little boy got lost in the forest. He accidentally stumbled into a goblin ritual. The boy was terrified, but when he got home, his mother told him to kill himself. It turned out that there was a terrifying taboo in the village. It happened when it rained on a sunny day. The goblins would go out to hold rituals because they hated being seen by humans. So once a human intruded on the fox goblins' ritual, the fox goblins would come to take revenge, making the entire village perish without a burial place. Therefore, every time it rained, the villagers dared not go out, including the boy's mother. His mother had repeatedly warned him to stay at home. But even so, the boy couldn't overcome his curiosity. He wanted to know what the fox goblins' ritual looked like. So when it started to rain that day, while his mother was busy with housework, the boy sneaked into the forest and began to look for the fox goblins. But he didn't expect to get lost. Just as the boy was panicking, a thick white mist suddenly appeared in front of him. Frightened, the boy quickly hid behind a tree. A group of fox goblins in bizarre costumes walked out of the white mist, carrying white lanterns. They walked very slowly. Every 3 steps, they would suddenly stop, then turn around and look around, checking if there were any peeping humans nearby. Seeing this scene, the boy was so scared that he didn't dare to make a sound. Fortunately, the tree where the boy was hiding was very large, and the fox goblins didn't find him. But, as the fox goblins drew closer, the boy had to move carefully. Though he was filled with fear at that moment, his strong curiosity still made him stick his head out. Just as he was about to take a closer look at what the fox goblins looked like, the group of fox goblins suddenly stopped. The boy didn't have time to hide, and happened to fall into the fox goblin's sight. Terrified, the boy turned around and ran. But when he got home with a nervous heart, his mother was already standing at the door. His mother already knew that her son had intruded on the fox goblin's ritual, so she took out a bamboo sword from her sleeve and handed it to him, telling him to go to the end of the rainbow to apologize to the fox goblins. If the fox goblins forgave him, he could come home. Otherwise, he must die to apologize to the fox goblins. The man squatted.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that. Spitting slow, spitting fast. I could roast, I could gas. Think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past. And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're worth my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains at last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah.
Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Gonna learn the consequence of being incompetent. Mental health is confidence, dreams and some modestness. I'm not here to save the day, that's for you to take away. I could play a million mind games, but instead I say something not illogical, something that is topical. Rub it on and watch it go, make yourself unstoppable. Dreams are irresponsible, but they're always
Alert in an instant. The police intercepted a strange box. Just as they were about to step forward to check it, they suddenly spotted a figure with a weapon on the ground. Fortunately, the team members reacted quickly, which allowed them to narrowly escape unharmed. After regaining his composure, Mike quickly aimed at the enemy, and the terrorist fell to the ground immediately. Once the crisis was resolved, everyone opened the container without delay. But inside, there was a black man with a large scorpion tattooed on his back, and torture tools were placed all around him. It was obvious that this man was by no means ordinary, and he was specially guarded strictly by the armed men. In order to thoroughly investigate the matter, Mike urgently took Billy to the police station. Little did they know, it was precisely because of the appearance of this man that an unprecedented bloodbath would be brought to the entire police station. Through interrogation, they learned that Billy's name was Scorpion, and he was an undercover agent lurking in a criminal organization. He held a large amount of criminal evidence in his hands, which was why he was being subjected to torture and interrogation by the other side. Then Scorpion added, now that he was under police protection, the terrorists would not let him off easily. However, before Mike could verify this, Maina suddenly told him that 2 men claiming to be higher-ranking police officers had come outside and demanded to take Billy away immediately. Upon hearing this, Mike did not dare to delay at all and immediately went to the hall to meet them. However, the guns at their waists immediately aroused Mike's suspicion regarding their real identities. Mike immediately asked who their leader was. As a result, the two hesitated and faltered, unable to answer for a long time. It was obvious that they were imposters, but Mike did not expose them. Instead, he led them to Billy's room, only to be shocked to find that Billy had long since left, just as he was at a loss. The name of this movie is *S.W.A.T. Undercover Breakout Star. Those who are interested can watch it on their own.
A boy injected a tube of strange liquid into his own body. People no longer shook hands. Instead, they greeted each other by touching palms. The virus spread throughout the entire village. Even newborn babies would get infected. Humans began to take on the appearance of octopuses. This was all because it had been raining non-stop. 50 years later, even animals were affected. To survive, they could swim in water like fish. They were forced to adapt to aquatic life. Then one day, something unexpected happened. Students were having a class when a beam of sunlight came through the window. Everyone was stunned. The sun hadn't appeared for 50 years. They clapped excitedly, rushing to the window to look at the sun, watching its warmth shine over the city. The students poured onto the playground, and even the teachers were no exception. But just as everyone was immersed in joy, something terrible happened. A man's arm started burning as if on fire. The temperature of the sun rose sharp, the ground became scalding hot, and tree leaves were set ablaze. The students rushed into the room, but it was too late. The sun devoured the entire city. The students looked outside in horror, completely unaware of what to do next. But the sun wouldn't give them any time. Even steel was melted. It turned out that all of this was because of humanity's destruction of nature, which had caused the prolonged rain. And now, the sun was beginning to punish humanity. This woman was cleaning up glass shards with a mop. While she was cleaning, her hands got covered in cuts. However, it was precisely this experience that made her revolutionize the cleaning tools market. She drew a sketch of a retractable mop with crayons. She found a mop pole at her father's repair shop, took some hemp rope from there, and then fixed it to the mop pole. That was the mop she designed. Just as Bill was seeking investment for mass production, her sister opposed her and scolded her, saying she could never run a business. But the investors were very optimistic about the project. After an investigation by the investors, a similar patent was found in Hong Kong. Bill needed to pay patent protection fees to the agent to avoid infringement claims, and this agent had a factory in Texas that produced parts, allowing them to get parts at the lowest price. Everyone talked animatedly about this, as if the deal had nothing to do with Bill. Before long, the custom parts Bill had ordered arrived at her father's repair shop. A group of unemployed women became workers there. Bill, in her first venture, was full of hope for the future, but the investors were somewhat worried. The cost of the first batch of goods was as high as $20,000. Just then, another bill came from the factory. The manufacturer had modified the mold 4 times to make the sample Joey needed, and Bill had to bear the cost. Bill hung up the phone. She took the mops to a grocery store to stock them, but the owner told her to sell them to big companies first, and then let those big companies come to buy his shelf space for distribution. Bill had no choice but to negotiate with a big company. The price of one mop was set at $20. Though it was expensive, one was enough, but the person in charge said, "Why should I spend $20 on one expensive mop of yours instead of buying 20 mops for $20? Bill didn't give up. Instead, she set up a stall at the mall entrance to demonstrate her product in person. But the reality was, not a single passerby was willing to buy it. They all just took a glance and left. Since that was the case, Joey resorted to some tricks again. She took her daughter and pretended to pass by, expressing great appreciation for the product. While Bill was putting on this act, the police came and confiscated her products. Even though Bill begged bitterly, the police were unmoved. At that moment, a man was watching Bill intently.